Hello, little chatfish, and welcome back to more Kibbler's List. I don't know why this is turning into a massive thing. Hopefully, we're almost done. But the next thing, Warrior King's Battles. What the fuck is it called? Warrior King's Battles. Yeah, it is called that. God, I couldn't even almost believe myself. Oh, so I have to re-say what I just said. For the Rumble people, you already know, but for YouTube, we had to re-say it because, it crashed. So, the big thing with this game is that there's two distinct paths that make it unique. You can either have empire and sciences and stuff like that, imperial technologies, or you can basically worship paganistic gods and get like really cool like ability to summon monsters and whatnot. And that's kind of what sets the Warrior Kingdom battles apart. It's kind of very Age of Empires-y in terms of how food gathering works. Your cities automatically build a wall around them, so it always creates sort of like a siege thing, which is really cool. So you get this sort of like unique flair to how the environment feels. And yeah, it's also got a very large, very decent sized pop cap. I think it's like 200 or whatever. Which again, for these kinds of games, is pretty standard. No, it actually goes higher at 420 in that one. That's funny. But Warrior King's Battles is a game I do recommend when it goes on sale. I think Battles is just genuinely superior to Warrior King, the basic, because Battles is an expansion, but it's a standalone. Then there's regular Warrior Kings, though I have nothing to say on that one, so I'm only going to recommend the standalone expansion because that makes sense. We did Name Bazaar, we did Seven Kingdoms, we did Battle Realms. Okay, that one's done. We're caught up there. All right, next up we have to just pan through this thing. I think we're almost through the list of games, though. I noticed that's missing several.
Original War.
We already talked about that one.
Look at that cool art.
Look at that cool art.
Must be a cool game.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. Yes. Fortunately, it looks like we're almost done. Thank God. Next up, we have is Sacrifice. Now, Sacrifice is a really cool game that apparently is for 18 people or 17-year-olds or older. But it's an action strategy game set in a sort of fantastical universe in which you're able to summon creatures and sacrifice them. This is probably one of the best action strategy games on the market in general because it's just entirely designed around it. But it's also got its core issues and flaws because there are many. But it also has Tim Curry as a VA, which, is always a plus. And a lot of big-name VAs in this one. It's actually pretty good. It's one of Interplay's finest titles and Shiny Entertainment's crowning jewel. But yeah, in terms of action strategy games. Really cool spells, abilities, and terrain deformation and things like that. And I think overall, story-wise, pretty interesting. I don't know, how did you guys feel about it? Because a lot of you had more experience with this, too, than the other ones.
I think it's pretty neat. Controls like ass, but it's pretty neat.
Daryl, I'm not going to go into great detail on every fucking thing. This is just whether I recommend it or not. You should be grateful I recommended it. I'm going to go back and rescind it because I'm so petty about your whiny...
Remove it from the list.
Delete it. No, I'm kidding.
I'm removing it from the list.
He's joking. He's joking. Don't fucking take it seriously. You're going to get mad.
I'm re-adding it to the list. I'm adding it to the list.
I'm not joking. I'll remove it personally.
Okay, I'm removing it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Empire of the Ants is a game that has a very large manual for some reason. Because I have the physical box. It's pretty big. It's like the size of an actual book, and it's a pretty cool game where you play as ants, and there's like a whole fucking seasonal system, and you build like little underground tunnels and stuff, and so you get to manage the above and below. You have to store up food, basically preparing for the winter. I think it's based on a book, if I remember right. But it's actually not a bad old school RTS. Definitely a product of its time. That poor little guy, he's not gonna make it. He's gonna be dead soon. Last little ant moments. Rip. But yeah, I would throw this on my recommended purely for, the fact that it was enjoyable for its time.
Isn't there a new one, or is it a different ant RTS?
There is. There's another one that's also based on the book, and it's not as good.
Just the new one?
Yep.
I think that one had a narration by a YouTuber, Mauler, from EFAP, I think.
That's Empires of Undergrowth.
Also, that's Empires of Undergrowth.
Moving on, Army Men, Toys in Space. This game ate so many hours of my childhood, it's not even fucking funny anymore. I don't know what about it. It was fucking addicting as hell. So it gets a flat recommendation, mostly because it looks goofy and plays goofier. you basically control a character where you move from top down and you command a squad of people. And you can swap to the other soldiers if your soldier dies, which is a really novel concept. And you see it actually reappear later in Battlefield 2, I believe. Specifically, the console version of those games have that ability for you to swap seamlessly between soldiers. So it was a really cool idea. It was very novel. Very much a product of its time, but many of these games get a bit formulaic by 3DO because 3DO falls in hard times and they implode. Poor little guys. Now, Star Wars Rebellion. This is a game that I could never wrap my head around as a kid. Looking at it, like, I just don't know what's happening. It's a game that looked cool. There's a board game based on it that I played. That is actually interesting. It's got like real-time space combat with the actual ships and stuff and extended universe stuff, which is pretty cool. It's a game that it's hard to recommend it because it's old. It's old, but we've already recommended old games. So you know what? If you want to play it, it's got definitely a lot of playtime. So yeah, we'll recommend this. Star Wars Rebellion. It's a game I was never very good at. Not good at it as a kid. Oh yeah. We already put Total Annihilation on there. Thank God.
Yeah. Well, I was in the Steam one, but yeah.
It's the same game.
Actually, update it and say the GOG version instead, because the GOG version is better because it's the Commander Pack. The Commander Pack comes with its expansions, and it's just superior to the Steam version. Many of these old games, just as a PSA, they're much better on GOG if they're old, because usually they'll have patches, fixes, or bonus content that was never really released, or
restored content.
Yep. Well, not necessarily restored content, but more like patches. I don't think they do restoration patches too much.
Rarely, but they do occasionally. It's not too often.
Am I almost at the end of this? Okay.
Hell no. Is that Commander? Yeah, Commander. Okay.
Now, what did you miss? What did I miss? Now it's time to go to my home. GOG store. Now we go to owned games, and we sort by filters. The genres, if you will. Yes, of course. Real-time strategy filter. All right, Army Men World War. I obviously recommend that one because, oh my God, back when I was going through seizures, this was like the game that kept me going.
We already have Army Men RTS.
Yeah, but Army Men World War is not the same game. Get
sequel.
Their franchise. Okay, let me explain this franchise. It's Army Men, insert title, everything. That's gonna get used to it. It just does it.
Kibbs.
What?
Can I recommend one?
Yeah, go for it.
Battlefleet Gothic.
No.
Now, why did you recommend it? Have you played that? Let's hear. Yeah, you didn't. That's what I thought. You fucking
yes.
You listen to the stream. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. I know you listen. That's the unfortunate part.
I didn't listen.
Why are you smiling?
I'm not.
I now know you're not smiling because I can hear it in your voice.
He's not now. He was.
But you were earlier.
Yeah, but that's then. This is now.
What specifically in this instance makes you think I'm smiling?
He giggles with a frown.
It's a bit of arrogance. I can hear it there. I can hear it there. Arrogance. He thinks he's better than everyone. Kill him. Kill him.
Remember when Kibbs said that he had something to talk about to me and then didn't?
Yeah, you went to bed before, and we're going to talk about it tonight. You little shit. Don't go to bed. Now.
You want to bet on whether or not...
You're not going to go to bed. Shut the fuck up. Don't fuck this. Don't ruin this for me. All right, so...
Okay.
Go to bed at a reasonable time.
I'm going to actually forget what it is. I barely remember. I'm going to have to jog my memory now. I remembered what it was. It was... Oh, yes, I remembered again. Okay, we're good.
Are you sure?
Yes. Now,
okay.
The next RTS I'm going to put on this list is Star Trek Armada 1 and 2. These are actually pretty good little RTSs. The planets look so goofy in the background, though. I swear to God. They're just like derpy and small, and the ships are comically big by comparison. But it's good. Oh my God, Daryl! Don't talk to me anymore! Fucking seizures? The fuck, Kibbs? What do you mean? What are you mad at me about? I used to have seizures all the time. I don't need more.
Yeah. How dare you have seizures? What's wrong with you?
It was childhood epilepsy, basically. Brain development. As my skull expanded, my brain expanded weirdly. And so I started twitching. All right. That Empire at War gold. That fucking box art for this version of Empire at War, the gold pack, looks so good.
Yeah.
It's better than the other one. Fuck.
It is pretty good.
Kicks ass.
Yeah, it makes me want to buy it again.
Just
So
I,
I,
I, I,
even choose bubblegum.
I recommend every Age of Empire game. By the way.
Yeah, we pretty much did that too. Age of Empires 2 Definitive is really good now, especially because they've just gotten so much content for it's not even funny.
Yeah, the HD edition is fucking massive.
They're on your list, right, Squidly? I know you had those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got the Age of Empires. The two RTSs that had their entire series recommended was Age of Empires and Command and Conquer, except for Command and Conquer's last entry, Twilight. That one did not.
Does Anno count as an RTS?
Anno
No.
does actually count as an RTS. That's why we're going through this list.
Yeah, because this is a list of RTSs.
Anything that's real-time strategy, and that is a real-time strategy. City builders are, by definition, unless it's turn-based, real-time strategy games as well. Hence why I'm going through this list the way I'm going through it, so I can get through it. I've even switched the tags to be RTS only, to help slice down the amount of games we're going through a little. So yeah, we've talked about that one. Syndicate is a really cool game that I've never played. So yeah, that's all I can say about it.
So you're not talking about it.
Yeah. Armada 2526 had ships that looked like squares, and it wasn't very good. But Anno, almost the entire Anno series or franchise, is recommended, but Anno 1800 will put at the top. Anno 1800 is, I think, the peak of the entire franchise to date. Hopefully the Roman one is better, I'm hoping. But yeah, Anno 1800 is solid, very much worth it. It is a good city builder. If you don't like production chains, you are not going to like that game though. It is a game about production chains and building certain buildings in certain orders to produce certain items, and then trading those items with other islands, and to help with their production queues and happiness levels so that people can advance. And if you don't like logistics and management of production lines, you're going to hate Anno a lot. Because that is what Anno is as a city builder. That's what it gives its depth, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Battlebone isn't an RTS, and I have no idea why it's here. I have
Hold
no
up.
idea
Hold
why.
on, stop, Kibbs. Why is Blood Bowl here?
I'm not entirely sure.
That's not real-time strategy. That's turn-based.
Curious.
This RTS tag, it's supposed to work. It
It's
doesn't
just as
quite.
big as fucking Steam.
Fucking Christ! Well, I'll just have to pick and choose with what's actually RTS by my definition, because it's the only one that we're gonna use. Because that's not fucking real time in the slightest. That's not real.
Gotta pick and choose all the bitches you listen.
Battleborn's the hero shooter that failed, right?
Yes, and I don't know why it's here.
Yeah, it's funny.
And I'm looking
Well,
like Dead Island
because-
Epidemic, and I'm just like, that shouldn't be here either.
It's not real-time strategy, it's real-time tism.
Sims, the strategy game of normal life. I mean, Sims is actually a real-time strategy game. However, we're not talking about that, you little monkey.
Hey, Kev, when will you make a Sims for Legends of Terrestrial?
I think Sims games make me want to blow my brains out. Now,
Why?
because I'm like, my character never reaches
Is it the
ambition before he's
Simlish?
like 50. I'm like, God
Yeah,
damn.
No,
it.
Kibbs, that's because you're not doing it right. You have to abuse the fact that your starting house, you have certain stats that just don't go down, and you use that house to grind out every stat.
Shut the fuck up. Moving on. So let's see. Battle Stations Pacific. The Battle Stations games are action strategy games, and they are actually real-time strategy. They're actually really fun. Very novel. Both Battle Stations Pacific and Battle Stations Midway, I think was the name of the other one. I recommend both Battle Stations game. Google the second one to make sure its name was Midway. I don't remember. I don't know if Midway ever made to
Pacific?
PC. Yeah, Pacific.
Midway question mark?
Yeah, because you could, in this game, you can play as like the battleships or play as like the airplanes and actually fly them, and then switch to an RTS mode and command them at the same time. It was
Oh, that's
pretty
cool.
cool. Yep, so you could seamlessly swap between like carriers, like shooting like other boats, or like switching to shoot down the planes, or then swap to the fighters that you had ordered to go to the other place, and then provide air support for your bombers. It was actually pretty cool. The Battle Stations game, sadly, they never made another one after Pacific. That was the last one.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a really
Remember
cool
the
strategy
silence.
game. It's a game that stresses the fuck out of me because managing all those things at the same time is like smacking your head against the wall, but it's really fun. Even though it gets really fucking balls grindingly hard. Oh my god.
Foxhole a strategy game? Every RTS?
I'm gonna have to pick and choose these. That's what I said already, because not in my book. Defense Grid. Oh, is this the Defense Grid, the original? Defense Grid was solid. Open it in a different tab. Okay, if I open this and I hit back, will I be able to go back to? I will go back to the same page. Defense Grid is a really good tower defense game, and it is real-time strategy. It's also got a pretty good story. That's just really fun, and I don't want to spoil it because the story is actually fun. But Defense Grid, solid tower defense game, really good story. Actually worth playing. Not bad, not bad. Defense Grid 2,
Hey, Grey Goo.
didn't care for too much. Already talked about that. Disappointing that one was. Oh no, Godus. Okay, so Godus is bad.
Hey,
Hey,
Molyneux.
Peter Molyneux. This is shit.
he's back.
I wish
He's
he would.
back in black.
Played this
They're still
11.
updating this game.
11.
Have you already gone
No,
over
they're not.
Ultimate General yet?
No, they are. If you check their YouTube channel, they're still adding updates.
Why won't you stop?
Exactly right.
This game was a disappointment, and I don't know. Oh my god. I thought no. I don't believe you. 80 out of 100? Bullshit. Sorry, I just read the critic score review. Genghis 22 say, when play Ying World? RTS Yinglet action. After Yingless is annexed. He's like, because he disintegrates. Kryptonite says, I
From
can't
what
believe
I
it funded
know-
that shit. Yeah.
This game was, a bit of a disaster when it came out, and because it was dragged, because it was like the controversy around the what's inside the cube thing.
Oh my
Do you
god.
remember? That's because that's what this was. It was a sneak peek into this.
Into the cube.
Yep, exactly.
I fucking remember that dumb cube.
Yeah. That's what it culminated in, was the release of this game. So that's why people hated it, and it was kind of shit. But I think it's like slowly gotten some small level of support because it's kind of a game now.
I am gonna try
I only
this
know
later.
tangentially because I studied Peter Molyneux. So
Yeah, so did I,
sense.
but I stopped studying failure after I learned the general lesson from his failure. You cannot trust Peter Molyneux. Secondly,
I
he
just find it
lies
fascinating.
and he apologizes and then doesn't learn
And he
from his
lies again.
mistakes.
And does it again.
He doesn't even attempt to like rectify it either. He just continues doubling down. He just
But you already know that from him, so.
Yep, and then I moved on to Todd Howard. And he somehow is like Peter Molyneux, but he has charisma. He has charisma.
He's not French for everyone.
Peter
Genghis
Molyneux
gives
is
you
not
money.
French either, he's British.
He's British.
Basically French.
And thank you for the donation. Gengoid or I'll destroy you. He's like, "Ah!"
Yeah, the latest major update to this game was 6 months ago.
Not even gonna read it out. Kibbs. Is that what you're gonna do?
When play Ying World. Yeah, I read that. RTS Ying Action. I read that. Sim strategy game. I read that. I'm caught up. Bitch. Alright, so there's a lot of RTSs here, finally. I knew that those lists weren't actually updating all of the information, because I'm seeing this like, yeah, these are the ones I'm like thinking that we're missing. So, Armored Warfare, Gettysburg. This is one of those games that we're going to talk about briefly, and it has no pictures, which doesn't surprise me, and it's honestly something that you can just pretend doesn't exist. It came out in like 2012, and it's just not very good. It's like Gettysburg, but what if they had like tanks and power armor? And it's like, it's dumb. Like, I don't know what else to say. It's just not good. It does not work, because in the cover, there's Confederate soldiers standing on top of an Abrams tank. And while it sounds outlandish and cool at first, you play it and you're like, this is ass. This is ass. House of the Dying Sun could be considered possibly an RTS. House of the Dying Sun is interesting. We'll keep working there. Gratuitous Space Battles is an RTS that I remember I had to beg my parents to let me get, because most of these RTS are always hard. Cool thing about Gratuitous Space Battles is that you had ships and you had like design them and whatnot, and that would help dictate how they would do in these big giant space battles that would play out. And you would kind of get to watch how they'd work out based on your designs and fleet composition. It was an auto battler. And it was amusing for a while, but it's one of those games that I don't think is really worth it. I know I've had 10 hours in this, but I just couldn't recommend it in good conscience now, as my tastes have refined.
To shit.
Next, we talked about Hegemony. Next up, we're going to talk about House of the Dying Sun. This could be conceivably an RTS. in a way, because as you progress in House of the Dying Sun, you get ships, and then you can sort of like do stuff with them, like you get capital ships and whatnot. It's more of an action strategy game because you can issue orders to them, and then you fly your little fighter and you do, or bomber, and you do your little missions. The entire concept of this was really cool because like narratively, it's like the emperor or whatever is dead or whatever, and then or has been killed, and you are his vanguard, and you must now enact his final will and strike down all those who betrayed the emperor. And it's a really cool sort of like story because at least that's the synopsis of House of the Dying Sun. And so basically you are basically doing the whole revenge plot for the emperor because the big bad emperor got deposed, and so you go across the galaxy.
Big bad guy Emperor man.
Was that a recommendation or not?
That is a recommendation. That was actually fun.
Okay.
Imagine Earth is just not. Because it's like, imagine if this game would go somewhere. That's what that really boils down to. And that's what it felt like. Imagine Earth was like, oh, it's a God Sim like game. And it kind of doesn't feel like it. And it just feels kind of like too abstract with a lot less detail. And I don't like it. Warlord Iron Grip has got fucking Kino art style, but like, I don't know if this is, I mean, I get why it could be considered a real-time strategy game. Yeah, there is strategy elements. I don't even know if this game works anymore, so I'm not going to recommend it. But just to talk about it, this game is cool. It came out, and the idea is that you're playing as basically this group of soldiers defending against an invading army, and so all the players have to defend. It's a tower defense, first-person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
And you can build like turrets and like, you know, call in troops and stuff and like, or whatnot, and they set up defensive positions. And that's like the general idea. You have to stop them from advancing to like taking key points and objectives. It's pretty cool, but I don't think it works anymore, so I'm not going to recommend it. At least I don't think it works anymore. JTF we've talked about, Knights of Honor we've talked about, Lambda Wars is still in beta. Is it even being developed anymore?
Is Lego Star Wars considered real-time strategy?
So what's funny is the answer is yes. So Lego Star Wars actually is an RTS, specifically Lego Star Wars 3. It has a, do they have a picture of it? Oh my god, these pictures are fucking awful. Who did this? Please tell me that when they're bigger they have more detail than that. A little. Oh my god, what the fuck is this?
They took them from their PS2.
They did! Well, actually, no, this is 7th gen, so it would have been 360 or PS3.
Oh,
So,
PS3.
Lego Star Wars is an action strategy game in certain parts of it, where you get to play as either the clones, or you can do the PvP mode, in which you command and build buildings that spawn like legions of clones, or ATTEs, or AATs, and they attack each other. And it's completely random that mode is in there. It's kind of cool and kind of fun, but it's not enough to recommend it on a strategy game level because its core focus isn't about that. That's sort of like a gimmick, and the gimmick is kind of just that. It's fun for the levels it's in, and that's about it. Random, I know, but that is actually real. Let's see. That's weird. Why is there... Huh, strange. Strange.
Nuclear Dawn.
Oh, whoops.
I
You
really
recommend
wish
Lego?
Murder would just randomly shit itself. This is not
We've talked
fun.
about that. Natural Selection 2 is a action strategy game. One player plays as a commander, and the other players play as the troopers and the bugs. And it was pretty fun for the time, but honestly, I don't think I can safely recommend it anymore because I don't know if the player base is active. Or even stable or not.
I remember this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, it's a really novel concept.
I played this way back when it came out.
I remember playing the original on Half-Life 1. It's like,
Okay, play
wow.
Wow, Kib, you're old, boomer.
When marketing is done,
Fuck off.
Nice.
When marketing is like our
Sponsored by Epsilon.
How do you not have YouTube?
I do, but it's just for some reason whenever I play like trailers through GOG, it's like ads. It's like, yeah.
Same if you play a YouTube video through Discord as well. Really frustrating.
Radio Commander didn't have enough experience to talk about that. Talked about that. Orcs Must Die. What?
Rome Total War is a really good game.
We already talked about that.
We did.
But Rome,
You just said something
the
controversial.
Rome City
baiting.
Builder game is amazing.
I don't know if he's telling the truth. Kill him.
Like Egypt.
Oh my god, chat, you were asking if I'd talk about this one, and we're finally here. Fuck, there's so many goddamn fucking strategy games. Ruse. Ruse is a real-time strategy game, which beta was fucking amazing. And then the actual game, for some reason, was very mid. And I have no idea what happened. But it's basically the prequel to the War Game series proper. And it's kind of good and fun in some aspects, but it's also kind of meh. Like, mixed opinions on this one. I don't know if it's worth playing or recommending nowadays. I think we're gonna not recommend it for the safety of, I don't know how stable it is. But it was cool. Because you could do, like, fake things and, like, trick people up with, like, ruses. And the ability to deceive your enemy was one of the core aspects, and knowledge and information being the big factor. So spreading disinformation was actually a core mechanic, which was cool.
Did you fall for a lot of traps, Gibbs?
No, I was actually really good at that.
But
Yeah,
But
go fuck yourself.
You
Yeah.
never fall.
No, never did.
What?
It's your
No,
MMO, though.
nope, never did. Never happened. They just slaughter.
You've
Bucky.
never met a trap you haven't fallen for, Gibbs.
Now listen, Stormrise is a game that's amazing. Oh my god, what? That's not even the fucking game. Like, God, what are you doing?
Star-Lord, Gibbs,
Look at that.
I love Marvel.
I love Marvel. He says.
I love Marvel. Marvel's so good. I love Marvel.
Okay, so Stormrise is a real-time strategy game, which this background is wrong.
Apparently, they were really ahead of their time. They knew that character model would be useful eventually.
So the big problem with Stormrise is A, it exists, and B, it needed more work. So this tells you everything actually in the description. Wow, Stormrise is a real-time tactics video game developed by Creative Assembly's Australian studio. This is also what killed the Australian Creative Assembly studio. This game killed the creators of Medieval 2.
Do a genre you're not familiar
That's
with in the
unfortunate.
slightest.
So Australia is so deadly, even the games they produce kill the studios.
Yes.
Yes.
Stormrise is one of those games that I think if I showed it to you guys, I think even Artemis would probably want to buy it if I was able to lie to him well about the concept of it. Because conceptually, it's really cool. Its
Okay,
execution.
We're gonna make you
bad.
play Stormrise now.
No, you're not. This game
Yeah.
doesn't fucking function.
I will make it work, Hibbs. There's probably somebody out there that has
I
succeeded.
want to
in
make
making
it function.
I don't think it's possible to beat this game. It's so
Who's
bad.
thinking
Why?
about beating it?
Why does it have 4 images of Star-Lord? What is going on?
I don't know, but it's whenever GOG pulls images from something else. But real quickly,
Okay.
it's a console RTS, and it's a console RTS that's developed actually surprisingly competently when it comes to its control schemes using something called the whip select. The whip select system basically is where you click the analog stick down, and then you whip to the next unit based on the positioning of where they are, and the camera follows units. It's sort of like End War. And this actually works surprisingly well unless units are like back to back next to each other. Then it starts to get really fucky, and it really works really poorly the more units you have. And so it works well on a tactical scale, but the fact that you're able to combine and build large armies, and this is basically Total War in a post-apocalypse in terms of how this works. You command larger scale armies, and the battlefields are very dynamic in the sense that you will have troops moving through tunnels, you have troops climbing skyscrapers, and you can watch them climb the skyscrapers and physically order them to jump with their jump jets to the next adjacent skyscraper, to go inside the skyscraper, to go down the steps, to enter another building, and then go into another room. And that is really, really cool, except this game is really, really not finished. Really not. And so units will just fall over dead when they make contact with each other fighting. I mean, and I'm not kidding. They just flop to the ground dead.
Oh.
It's one of those games that if Stormrise had
They
been
give up.
given the development time, this could have been a really novel concept as an RTS, and could have actually made a console RTS that could have, in theory, functioned. But because you're able to have such large armies, the whip select system becomes detrimental, because the more units you have, the more convoluted the whipping action gets. And so initially you're like, wow, this is so like snappy, like nice, snap to the sniper squad. And the sniper squad, you order them to hop up to the next elevation level on a stack of craters, or not crates, crates, and then they snipe down while your infantry squad's moving through the tunnel of the streets below. And then you whip over to that infantry squad, and you can see their perspective as they march. It's really cool, except The execution of it is really bad, and almost everything that sounds cool about this doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Stormrise looked great, and it just ultimately did not do well. It even has the Australian Studios version of the logo, the classic purple and white.
Look, kids, End War.
End War is actually really good. End War is a game I would never want to play with an audience because I'd feel like a fucking retard.
Okay, and
So the problem with you know what End War is, right?
it's a Tom Clancy game.
Okay, what else do you know about it?
It's a Tom Clancy game.
That's what I thought. That's all you know. You don't
It's
even know.
about terrorists.
Actually, it
In
isn't.
France.
Well, I mean, it kind of is. It's about false flag operations, and
Yeah,
false,
terrorists.
the false flag operations caused World War III.
Mhm.
But it's actually really cool because it's one of the few RTS that uses a voice command system. So it's like Unit 1, move to Alpha. Unit 2, attack, engage Unit 3. And like Unit 4, board Unit 6, and stuff like that. And that was really cool, the voice command system. You can also play it without the voice commands, but the voice commands always make me a little like, oh my god, I feel like my fucking family members are judging me. It's like, Unit 1, get out of there.
They probably are.
But the voice command system was really cool and really novel. It made playing together though online in the same voice cancer because everyone's like saying units and stuff like that. Yeah.
You have an ignition from Genghis.
You have two different.
Gango! Kill Gango! It's like, it says it's Streamlabs or Streamlabs?
It's
The
well,
Streamlabs.
There's also just fucking super chats.
Yeah, read them. Let's read them. Enough rambling. We're almost to this goddamn list. I swear to God.
No, we're not.
Why you
Now, let's see here. $2 for 5 hard.
Did you actually read it?
Yeah, read it. Squealy,
Not like what are you talking about?
read.
Read
You're
the
supposed to read
chat.
donations now. Glow Darkness, $5. Here, I was spreading this info in real life for free, and they made a video game about it. Man, I feel robbed. Gangs donates $2. Bring back to the stream rap. Oh, whoa, twerks.
There
Yes,
you go. Good job.
there's nothing in there. Think of the nation. The voice command system is cool and it works and it's so cool.
But Attila kids.
We've talked about Attila. It's good. Recommended. Total War Battles Kingdoms is a game that isn't a real-time strategy game. And it shouldn't be. Here.
Recommend.
Yeah,
It is.
End War is on the recommended, so we already have that one.
Okay.
Tiger Knight is
Yeah.
Oh, it's
dead.
already there. Okay.
Total War Warhammer.
We don't recommend them because A, they're not on
What?
sale. They're not included in the sale.
If you're not poor, chat, I recommend you getting it.
He's lying. Now,
But I like Total War Warhammer.
would you play a campaign with us if we did it?
I don't associate with the help.
That's what I thought.
Look at YouTube art, kids.
Honestly,
Because I can't guarantee you won't just gun for me and take me out early on.
I would not. I swear that.
Okay, yeah, but there's other players, Gibbs.
I would kill them. If
Not
they
just
tried.
you. Okay, then yes.
It's like when Commander Shepard brings the Geth to the fleet. Tally said that she wouldn't. I didn't say anything.
If we do a big multiplayer campaign, I promise that I will drag my nation off a cliff to save Bucky from collapse.
All right, good deal.
Now, what do you want me to look at? Why is there Hatsune
I mean,
Miku on this?
that's what I said. I don't think you need to look at that, but
Just fucking India's like, read
Focus
my
on the
name.
stream. Bad, Squilly. Bad. We can talk about it later. Oh my god, we're finally getting there. Oh my god, I can see the end of the tunnel.
Look, Dawn of
did
War.
Dawn of War.
We've already. Hold on, shut the fuck up. Oh! All right, so Shogun 2, because we've talked about the other one. Shogun 2, fully recommend it. Really good game.
oh yeah.
It's funny. It's got funny cutscenes, funny voice acting. It's great. And I even more recommend above that, Follow the Samurai. Follow the Samurai is so much better. And the reason why is because you can literally get the U.S. Marines in it, if I remember right, or the U.S. Military soldiers.
You can get the French Marines, the British Marines, and the U.S. Marines.
And the U.S. Marines are
along
bad.
with, if I remember right, if you go with the British, you get the best ironclad in the game. The French, I think, had the best Marines, and the Americans were basically, they weren't better than either one, but they were cheaper.
It'd be like the U.S. goes like, "This is for Pearl Harbor." It's like we haven't done that yet.
It's the best.
We'll do it soon though.
We're
know.
paying you up front. But yeah, I always get the U.S. Marines because the U.S. Marines look fucking sick in their drip. And the advisor, while he is replaced by the Japanese funny voice actor in Shogun 2 Base, he's replaced by a fucking amazing. I forget, like what's the word? He's an American advisor, is how it's played off as. And she's like, "General, you must do this to your men, sir." And he's all fucking like just sassy and stuff. It's good. Follow the Samurai's
we have
good.
to play that then. Put it on the list, Squealy.
Put it on the list of
It's literally
recommended.
just
Wait, what am I? Yeah, Follow the Samurai, right? That's
Yeah.
on there.
Good.
Put on.
Toy
I'm on
Soldiers.
top of
put
things.
it on.
Signal Studios used to make good games, okay? Toy Soldiers and Toy Soldiers Cold War are recommended.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
They are games, they're tower defense games where you can actually take direct control of the tower itself and actually shoot the people, which is actually really fun because not a lot of tower defense games had that, so it was very novel as a concept. And then you could also play as vehicles and air support and stuff like that. And Toy Soldiers Cold War, you can literally play as an action hero like Rambo stand-in basically, and it starts playing like fucking guitar riffs and stuff, and it's like so over the top American 80s patriotism, like Reaganism era, that's just fucking amazing. So Toy Soldiers, the complete edition, is fucking amazing because of the Cold War version. Pretty good. Next up, we have Toy Soldiers War Chest. That is the game I helped torpedo. That's
There it
Nice.
that's my claim to fame. I helped kill that game.
Add this to another campaign he's killed off.
That game sucks though. That's funny because my big claim to fame on that one is that Ubisoft contacted me and basically asked me to please play it again. That was
It's better
early
now.
into the Steam curator thing. That's back when they thought curators were
Back
actually
when they
gonna count
thought
them.
curators are going to be useful.
Yep, because I have so many games in my library that I did not have to pay for because the curator program, you could sign up to certain websites and they would hand out like keys, or you could request keys and stuff like that. And Toy Soldiers was one of the keys I was actually given. Ubisoft used to give me a lot of keys. I don't know fucking why. I never recommended any of the games that.
Maybe they were looking at helping out. The
I think they were.
diversity.
I think they were. What they were doing is that they had their community people check marking everything and just sending it to everyone. Is what I think was happening.
Mhm.
You think they have quality
Kids-
assurance on fucking
scroll
Ubisoft?
down.
Yeah. Of
We're almost there.
course they did that shit.
Go more down.
I've done these. I've done these. I've done these. Also, the Dawn of War ones you want to get. Oh my god, we're done.
There's Warno. Yes. Okay. Red Dragon. Warno. There you go.
Yeah, Red Dragons definitely recommend. But also, Warzone 2100, the open source version on Steam is actually free. It's actually really worth getting. It's fun.
Gibbs' World of Warships considered an RTS.
No, I don't know why it's here. I don't know
But
why
it is.
it's here. It has no RTS mechanics whatsoever. It's real time, and you control the vehicle that you're in. So I don't know what it's here doing.
Does it have strategy?
There's an aspect of strategy and planning. Yes. It's like, okay, am I gonna go down this way? And it's like, if I go down this way, if I'm in trouble, I'm dead.
Okay. So is this high fantasy?
This is high fantasy.
Yes.
You're fantasy. He's like, "Eep." Now,
Is science fiction considered fantasy, kid?
I know for a fact.
Yes.
Hold on. I know for a fact we're missing strategy games still.
Yes.
But at the same time, I don't know if I want to continue. To...
I don't know
Stargate,
why-
Timekeeper.
You really shouldn't.
We've already talked
Yeah,
about
I don't
this.
know why you continue to try. It's like, no, I must get through all of them. It's like,
But
you're
Especially,
forgetting.
Hold on.
especially when you said you didn't want,
Chatfish-
you want to just use a generic thing.
Chatfish can now ask any specific real-time strategy games, and I will tell you my opinion of it that I have not
Do it now,
mentioned.
Jack.
So if you want to do it, you can do it now. I'm going to answer some that I remember in my memory from the 2 streams ago that were asked. And people asked about Dune 2000 and the Dune RTS series. And so I'll just go through that really quickly. Dune 1, I have no opinion on. I never played it. Actually, no, I did. But I played it as a sort of novelty to just say I did. And I don't have an actual opinion on it. Dune 2000, or Dune 2, is the same as Dune 1. Dune 2000, on the other hand, is basically Command and Conquer, Red Alert 2, 1, but slightly polished, and it's actually pretty fun. And I do recommend it. Dune Emperor Battle for Dune is got fun cutscenes. It's abandonware, so you don't have to pay for it, thank God. Because I wouldn't recommend paying for it. It's very bad. Warlord's Battlecry, I've never played. StarCraft. StarCraft, I can talk about. StarCraft 1 has a solid campaign. So does Brood War. It's a little bit too hard for me. I normally get my ass kicked in the Brood War expansion because I'm not very good at that game. But StarCraft 2 I'm a little better at, and so I can do a little bit better in StarCraft 2.
Legacy of the Void.
Yeah, the campaigns, fully recommend. They're worth picking up. Yeah, the story's a bit ass in the end, but it's not this game right here. And if it's not as bad as this game, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Mhm.
Didn't kill a franchise.
It didn't.
No, it's just they haven't made another StarCraft because it concluded that
Still.
story arc. Come here, you. Come here.
They never need to. Is the actual answer? You're being mean to me, you know that?
What
I'm
is
gonna
this Age of Darkness? Does anyone
You're
have
a
any other
bully.
questions about
Yeah.
RTS
You're
they
a
want to ask?
bully.
I have a question.
What?
Was Halo Wars covered on this?
Yes. Would you have a specific question about it?
Yes. When are we playing?
You want to play Halo Wars?
No, I want you to play Halo Wars with Squealer.
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
When he
I
gets
didn't say
better
that.
internet, little shit's gonna just disconnect every 5 minutes.
Well,
That's
maybe
true.
that's his plan.
Craft.
Man, we can do Halo Wars again if Chatfish
It's weirdly
wants.
convenient, but that's not my intention.
Oh, geez, there's a lot of.
Oh, Battle for Middle Earth. We haven't talked about that. Fully recommend the entire series. There, done.
We already talked about
Is
this.
there
We
any
did-
We already
RTS
put it on. We already have it on my
mods?
list.
Mods,
Alright, never mind.
active modding communities. The best modding communities you're going to find is Command and Conquer, Sins of a Solar Empire. The Age of series has a pretty big modding community. I'm not super familiar. Empire at War has a lot. Specifically, we can go through Awakening of the Rebellion is good for Empire at War. Awakening of the Clone Wars is good. Thrawn's Revenge is good. Those are the three big ones. And then Fall of the Republic is also good.
I triggered his autism. You see that how he just went right into it because he doesn't actually care about these games too much. He really likes the modding scene for these games.
Actually, yeah, with Empire at War, the base game is okay, but the mods are fucking amazing. Command and Conquer, I love it for what it is. Its mods are great, but I don't need mods to enjoy you. You're so
Yeah, kids,
beautiful.
do you consider Battlefield 4 an RTS?
It has a commander mode, but I don't actually know what that entails.
You order people around, you actively attack the other commander with like hacking ability and shutting them down, and then getting supplies to your team.
I've never actually engaged with that mode, so I have no experience.
That's because you're a bad commander.
He's like, "Eep." But that is actually, technically, yes, it has an aspect of real-time strategy. It's a hybrid in that case.
There you go. That was my contribution.
You did it. You did more than most of Chatfish. I think I've done a thorough job because no one's actually asking anything.
Well, they've asked whether or not it could be turn-based, which is fucking funny because
It says
no
real-time
turn-
strategy, you fucking muppets. If you fucking make it turn-based, I'm gonna be here for another fucking 8 hours.
Didn't they make a reference to all the bad turn-based games they liked as kids?
There's so many
Legend of the
turn-based
Dragoon.
games. In fact, RTSs are actually eclipsed by the amount of turn-based games. It
Yes.
is a much larger market because RTS games are harder to make.
Do you call what's it?
Yeah.
Is the monkey balloon popping game considered an RTS?
Balloons.
Bloons is
That's a-
actually
that's a
considered
tower defense.
real-time strategy because it's tower defense in real time.
Yep.
Bloons Tower Defense is appropriate for what it is. It's like a browser-based game, but if you want to play it, the PC release is technically a little bit more expanded than a browser game ever would be. It definitely scratches that itch,
I missed
What
Stick Page.
but I like more
What
serious
Plants vs
ones.
Zombies.
Plants vs. Zombies is also a real-time strategy.
Yeah, do you recommend it?
I don't really have a particularly big emotion on it.
I recommend
Is
Plants
Plants
vs.
vs.
Zombies.
Zombies. Oh, go
The
ahead.
first game,
The dice one
classic.
is what he's gonna say.
Yeah, the garden warfare one.
That one was
Guard fucking
actually
No,
good.
stop.
No, what do you mean
It's
no
really good.
stop? I actually
It's
like
really
that.
good.
That was like one
It's
of the
really
few games
good.
I played on the Xbox
It's
One.
good?
Yes.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
wow, okay.
It
It's
had
not a hero
Beast,
shooter for.
When that was
It
first
had no
announced,
reason
I
to be
just was
good.
like, no way.
It had no
go
reason to
ahead.
be as good as it
I
was.
never even looked into it because I
Okay.
just assumed it was going to be bad.
Yeah,
It's
that
really
was
good.
me. I assumed it was trash.
They
No,
made a second one.
It's surprisingly fun. I don't know anything about the second one, but I have the original one on the Xbox One, and I was surprised at how fun it was
Yeah.
because it came with my Xbox One.
because you don't take it seriously. It's
Wow.
a really fun game.
Maybe I was also reeling from the Funko Pop Gears of War game, so that's probably why.
What the fuck? You
Just
played
ignore
that?
that.
You played-
No, the announcement just like destroyed my soul. I never played it.
It looks so bad.
Oh, it's terrible.
Also, Kibbs has played Equestria at War, which is considered a real-time strategy.
That's a mod. Don't speak to me.
Yeah, we already asked about mods though.
You know what's some real-time strategy?
Get fucked.
Trucker Extreme.
Extreme Truckers.
Oh,
Ow.
you know what? No, never mind.
What?
No.
Yes. Spread his legs. Like, "Eep."
Would you consider Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood a real-time strategy game?
True.
Revelations had a bit more of that element because you had to attack and
Call
defend.
down your assassins.
That's more like you call NPCs to your aid. You don't really command them too
Yeah,
much.
it's very
Well,
shallow.
you
It
also
was
command
cool,
them to
though.
do missions though.
It was like more like a mobile game and how that worked because you sent them out to do a thing and it was a timer. It was cool though.
Yeah.
Fuck it, now I want to play that. Why did you bring that up? You.
So you want to play it now?
Just, well,
Gotta
I mean,
play it too, it's
it's more tangible and you're able to play it better than that Battlefield 3 game.
What? Oh,
more
Battlefront
tangible.
because that's
Battlefront,
impossible.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. What? Why not? It's not. It's not.
In your dreams, you can.
It's
don't
dead.
worry.
The best I can do is emulate the fucking Wii
The
version.
best you can do is dream about it and be mad.
But even then, it's still unfinished, and it would only make me feel worse.
You know what, Kibbs? You know what would be a good thing to round out this fucking RTS conversation?
No.
What?
Candy.
You're a fucking. I have to eat
You
it.
do have to eat it, kid. Whether you like it or not.
I'm gonna have to order more of these. Holy fuck! This bag is pretty fucking empty. I mean, there's
Because
He
Yeah,
mapped it out, so he
there's like 20
like
for
are
sure in
owed-
there, but Jesus.
no he so he maps it out, so you're one over what's in the bag, so you have to order an entire other bag.
I would rather die than play Power Wash Simulator.
Okay.
Because he already is. But...
How much for Power Wash Simulator, Kibbs?
Never.
How much? Tell us.
I don't know
Fine,
if that
we
would
can
go well for
we
me. I
can
think I'd just
negotiate.
die of boredom.
We can negotiate. What about Viscera cleanup detail?
Oh, God, that'd be awful. Because if we played with Bucky, he would just intentionally spill shit everywhere.
No.
Intentionally,
me
intentionally-
Oh.
intentionally fuck up the forensics analysis.
Viscera Cleanup Detail could be done as an October special, and then Bucky has to play it. And then
No,
Bucky...
no, it can't.
Yeah, it can
And
be.
I'll tell you why.
Why not?
No, I'll tell you why. Because you're trying to fucking weasel out of all the other actual scary games.
No, it's
Right.
gonna...
Shit.
No, don't do this. You're gonna... Bucky's gonna mop up the floor. Oh my God, Viscera Cleanup Detail with Bucky. I just love the idea of this.
Gibbs.
Chat-
once you
chat-
know,
the idea of this.
we
do
can
not
play
let-
that before October.
Make him
Yeah,
clean.
chat, do not let him trick you into thinking that's a scary game.
October, Chad. Think about October.
He already chickened
Think
out with
about
last
it.
October.
Just-
Yeah,
And
we
the
still gotta
October-
watch Soma. We still gotta play Soma.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Kibbs.
That's on my list. Fuck.
Play Soma.
No, the thumbnail.
Yeah, you gotta make this someone.
Get to work, slave. Slave!
Yeah, you need to hurry up because I've already paid for that.
Rape
No.
Yeah.
Australian slave!
Don't forget to put Bucky on it. Get him lurking in the
Okay.
background.
Rapier told me to do 7 days to die first. Is that
What?
Seven-
Okay.
Oh yeah, because
We're no longer waiting for Chatfish to be around, so yes, you can do that.
it's timeline. Basically, we told him to. We had Rapier basically go through and order, make thumbnails done in the order they were done, so that we have outstanding thumbnails that have been waiting for a long time. So that's why. Anything that
Yeah,
came
I'm glad
before,
you're
we
finally
can finish.
starting.
And make sure Sala is being divvied up to help stuff too. Actually, wait, you're not Rapier. Rapier's not here right now. Never mind. So
Honestly, I'm
No.
glad you're finally starting. It doesn't matter if you're here or not. You've waited long enough.
yes, we're just gonna
Where
start
the
doing them.
fuck is Harlot?
He's
Houdini?
asleep.
He's crawled into
Sleepy.
bed a while ago.
Did he give an answer
To what?
No.
to the squealy question?
I'll just rename myself to something gay or
No, wait,
shit.
hold on. I'll help with this. I've got it.
Homosexual.
So
He's asleep, kids. He's not going to wake up demon.
homo line.
might.
Okay, so let's. I nominate.
Homo line.
Well,
You don't get to name me.
Hold on. Yes, I do.
Hands gets a name.
Hands. Okay, hands. Do you want to put it to a vote?
No.
What? Okay, let me propose ideas to hands. Let's take turns.
He's upset now.
I'm not upset. I'm repositioning.
Notice how that completely derailed him because it took him half a second to even process.
All right, chat.
that I just said no.
Listen. Okay. Hey, chat. We need you to all work together, and we can come up with nicknames together. So, gay line, reggae line. What about smeggy line?
Smeggy line is going.
What about stinky
I-
line?
I campaign with the promise that his name will at least sound like the word gay. I don't care how the fuck you spell it, but that's what I'm pushing for.
Gay line is definitely up there. Chat's recommending that one.
Yeah, you
That's
are.
that's great. No, but there's still the U line, which does not sound like gay.
Oh, just call him gay. Just call him...
Reggae.
What I campaigned on. That's what I campaigned on
Yeah,
for Wu Bei.
just to call him gay. Like he's just gay now.
Yes.
Okay, it's
Gay.
really become gay. It's gonna become gay.
Not like the word gay.
Really?
When I snap my fingers, you'll become gay.
It was as if you were never gay. But I was not gay.
Change your name,
That was
Squeaky.
Exactly.
Exactly. No, but I was never gay. Exactly. Yep.
Is that-
Okay.
Nice,
There
you
you go.
moved in the bar.
I have
Hey,
become
look,
gay.
you're kind of close to Artemis. Oh, I think I know why. He became gay. He got closer to Bucky.
Now, Squealy, why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Not-
Hold on.
Why are you
This
running?
requires-
Why are you
This requires a gift that I have not used in a bit.
Well, chat, I think we've thoroughly destroyed Squealy's career.
Uh-huh.
I love RTSs.
Now,
I love
before
ideas.
we let
Yes,
Kibbs,
that's
get
the
away
gayest thing I
from-
could say, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Before we let Kibbs get away from not eating candy,
I have it in
let's
my
watch it-
hands.
Okay, I'm just waiting. I'm just letting everybody know he's stalling.
I am.
You're stalling.
I'm looking at it and I'm like rolling around
It's
my
because
fingies.
you's a dumb bitch.
It does look kind of sad.
So
doesn't
now,
it?
Regulon, you can force him to suffer because he made you suffer.
Look, Squealy, it's
I didn't promise anything.
They
Kib
can
didn't
eat the
promise
candy.
anything. I promised. Kib still owns like 400 fucking push-ups, so
Firstly, it's fit Kibbs. It could be jumping
but
jacks.
this lazy fucking shit over here doesn't want to do any of them.
Listen,
Mm-hmm.
we will do them tomorrow, maybe.
That's what you said a while ago.
We're gonna have to do them,
do them later.
We'll do them this stream.
No,
I
it's too
already started
late.
working out too.
3, 2, 1. God, I'm being peer pressured by everyone. This isn't good. Yep, it's very sour. It's like
Hello,
orange.
Storm Raven.
Welcome to the stream. You guys can talk now.
He's eating one of the most sour candies known to man.
Mm.
But I'm just
Podcast,
watching
not-
Kibbs' fucking model squinch up like a fucking, like one of those Sharpei hounds.
We really do need a shriveled face emote for his model.
Mm. Wow. Yo. Ooh. Delicious.
You expect me to remember the name of the candy, Jack? Kibbs is the one with the bag.
Yeah, what
The
are they
candy is named Barnett's Mega Sours. You can spell it any way you like, close to that, and it'll pop up the image.
I want to go back to that time I made my dad eat one.
You can.
He wouldn't. He knows
He's
better.
you know, if you offered him money, he would.
Hold $100 out to him and see if that works.
Yeah. You know what you can do, Kibbs? You can strike a deal with your dad.
Let's make a deal. That's what you
You go, hey, Dad, I'll give you $50 for every sour candy you eat. And then you can charge chat $100 to make your dad eat the candy.
But you have to also say it like a little British boy. So like, Father,
Poppy,
will you please eat a little candy for me?
Do you see where the money's coming from now, Kim?
have a seat, Dad. I need you to eat some candy.
I got 30 pieces of candy I need you to consume right now.
Listen, we could all be rich if you don't be a little bitch about this. You know?
The cream is the cream. The soft is the soft. You gotta give up halfway. Nobody's gonna get that reference. There's a fucking art comic about never mind.
That house you wanted to
That
build and that one place with mountains in our country, you could have that house. If you eat all this
You're not
candy.
gonna.
Kids, can you imagine living in Salt Lake City?
Is it salty?
Be pretty cool.
Have you ever
of
seen what
moments.
Salt Lake City looks like?
I don't even know where Salt Lake City is.
It's in Utah. A lot of Mormons.
I want to say, if I remember right, yeah, that was the Mormon place.
They got a big temple there.
It's dedicated to me, Kib.
No, it's dedicated to Mormons.
Why?
Because
Moment.
they found it, if I
Why?
remember right.
He's like, I don't know. We just did.
Desert.
If you go there, You could
No,
change
found
it and make
it.
it
Found
dedicated.
it.
They found it. They stole it from the
Kids,
local
look, this is what Salt Lake City looks
native
like.
normal Christians. Took a phone.
Got my screen. Sending little chatfish plummeting to their death. What are you
That's a
posting?
nice city.
You posting chat?
Yeah, in the stream room.
That's pretty nice.
Remember about RTS freaking became gay while they talk about these games. What did he mean by that?
RTS is much like this conversation has declined.
Look, you can even see the big temple there.
Hold on.
That's
And then there's another one. Maybe find it here. Keep going for right now.
I'm pretty sure at this point he's just wrapping up.
Man, I wish I had big mountains like that near my city. Something cool to look at.
Yeah, do you understand that anything in Australia will just be like the worst version of it, right?
You got like that one big rock in the middle of the desert, though.
It's like a volcano. It's not even a mountain. It's Mount St.
that-
Helens.
There is that one big rock in the middle of the desert, yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
big.
want to say, I remember running about that rock.
You got like big rock. There you go.
It's a large rock.
How much American history do you know, Australia?
Depends.
3/5 of it.
Do you understand that joke, Lycan?
It went over my head.
He's being
That's
sent.
okay.
We're focusing on bullying him, and he just can't handle it.
So, leading
Three
question:
fifths
who are the good guys and who are the bad guys in the Civil War?
Oh no.
Oh.
There is a right answer. And it may not be what you think.
The answer may surprise you.
I think both parties had some forms of legitimacy to both of their claims.
Ah, fucking coward.
He's taking the right answer, unfortunately.
And there were atrocities committed on both sides.
Also
On
factual.
both sides.
And ultimately, the Union won, so therefore that shaped the world to it is today, or at least the US.
Did it win?
No, it did shape the world, technically speaking.
If
Did it
we-
win?
It's true. Oh yeah, I guess.
You know that.
Did it win? I'd say resoundingly, yeah.
You know Robert E. Lee and Martin Luther King are being celebrated on the same day this year.
That's funny.
If I remember right, didn't the Confederates also try out like one of the first torpedoes?
No. I think they tried out the first submarine.
I know they tried out. Oh no,
Not
no,
torpedo.
That,
So the first submarine experience, they tied a big bomb to the front of the boat,
and
a
it-
pressure
the
detonator,
overpressure killed them.
and then they had the little boat ram into one of the Union boats, and when it detonated, the pressure turned everyone inside the boat.
Killed
to
the
paste.
crew because they were all at
Pasta
their
sauce?
stations. No,
The
they
one-
weren't. It like ruptured all their internal organs. They suspect because they just found them at their stations.
Yep, they died at their stations, meaning that the impact of the explosion killed them instantly.
They're what you could call super dead.
Because if I remember right, the first submarine was actually during the Revolutionary War.
Don't forget about those things where
One-
they have barrels with people in them.
Yeah, no, that's literally the thing I'm talking about.
What, they're cartels now?
No,
Yeah.
they were the first.
Yeah,
So
we
kids
did that
look at
first.
the-
They still
Don't show chat, but you can look in the stream room.
Why did your accent change there a little? What the fuck?
Because he felt his need to bring back the South Confederacy coming up in his throat.
I just feel like there's some things have changed now that Alabama's once again celebrating Robert E. Lee on Martin Luther King Day.
That is
Times change.
That fucking commercial.
Everybody's like, why?
Times change. I like it.
Okay, but I don't think you have anything more in the tank for RTSs.
We don't.
Nope. I mean, technically
general
yes,
case.
but they haven't fortunately mentioned anything. Bob
I
Boring
haven't
says,
mentioned
said, Kip, have you heard of the Confederacy in South America? No, I haven't. Why? Why tell them about it, boy?
It's in Brazil. For some reason, Brazil has a tourist
We
hotspot
have a
that's based on Confederacy.
the one footnote that Australia has in the American Civil War is that at the end of it, there was a Confederate boat that was like raiding supply lines, and when the war ended, they sought amnesty down in Melbourne, and the boat is still there, which is pretty funny.
What about the people?
What happened to them?
Yeah, we don't talk about the people.
I don't know. I think
We shot them.
they were never sent back.
So they did get amnesty.
It's weird because Australia was allied with the British. The British didn't like the Union. It's like it's
Yep,
But yeah, because
I
the British
British
were
are
more.
evil.
with
The
Napoleon.
British believed that the Confederates were more like the UK.
yeah.
That they could bring them back into the fold easier.
Into the
Yeah.
sphere of influence, yeah.
And because we were still a colony at that point, they sought amnesty. That's
Mhm.
kind of interesting. So we've got this Confederate ship just in a harbor. It's pretty funny.
Bob Boring's like, this will rise again very soon.
And
We'll
it'll
rise
be in
again
the
very
southern part of
soon.
Australia, baby.
They were so-
We all know Australians are cannibals. Yeah, they just ate them.
Aborigine.
They sought asylum and they became fucking sandwiches.
They just
And
ate them.
became sandwiches. It's fucking hate.
Well, actually, no. It's the Tasmanians that are cannibals, and there's historical precedent for that.
I always knew those
No, I'm
were
pretty sure it's the
savages. It was hungry for catfish and stuff.
Well, Tasmanians, they're just it's a state, the little island at the bottom.
You should go to Tasmania.
They're cannibals.
You should live there.
I have been there.
Do you like
You
it?
I had
have?
to fight them off. Yeah.
You had to fight off the cannibals.
Did you actually fight
Yeah.
Tasmania? What the fuck? No, you're lying.
No, I didn't fight Tasmanians.
In the Tasmanian Wars of 1337, I don't get that. It's like, we don't know about it existing. I don't
So
know.
no,
I guess.
during the convict era, there'll be escaped convicts, and there was a couple of them that would do they had this route, and they had like a smuggling thing going on. However, they'd have to go through like the wilderness to do it, and essentially they would eat some of the convicts as they make their way through it by escaping the Port Arthur prison camp that was there. So there's this whole like weird cannibal thing going on in order to escape the prison camps into Hobart.
Were the prison
They were
camps
just
really
hungry
that
for the
bad?
prions.
Well, it's the Port Arthur. It's like a labor camp or big prison complex. It's still there today, and they would escape it, and the guy the guy who would lead them through it, essentially the last man who would wake up from each night rest when they're in the forest would be eaten as they made their way across the island, like through the forests. And he did this multiple times. I can't remember his name.
Cannibal Joe.
Sorry, the first one or the last one to wake up at night?
The last one to wake up in the morning would just be eaten.
By
Why would they-
everyone? Or just him?
By everyone.
So my question would then be, why would they need to eat every day?
Yeah, you could
I
just
mean,
cut
Well,
'em
eat
up.
one person every day. Why wouldn't they just cut them up and then save the meal?
Yeah, it seems like a waste of people right here.
Yeah, what an idiot.
Fucking has less people now. Fucking dummy.
Yeah,
Fucking
what
dummy.
What a silly little guy.
It's a little
What a
guy
cute little
fucking eating
goober.
people.
He was just hungry. Have you considered
Like
that?
I like how
name
we're
was-
interrogating like a fish. Like, come on, explain his logic. He's like, I don't
His-
know.
Why is he such a
His
silly
name
little
was-
guy? Why is he
so
a cute little
his name
goober,
was-
man?
Alexander Pierce, and he was an Irish convict who was transferred to the
He's
penal colony
Irish.
in
It all
Tasmania.
makes sense now.
Yeah. So it was during the convict era, down to Port Arthur, and he escaped several times, and so he'd escape into Hobart and then be captured and sent back. And each time he knew the route, and he would bring a troop of people with him, and he would like eat them on the way.
I just don't want to
Maybe,
escape.
maybe
honestly.
he just maybe he just wanted to eat people at that point.
Maybe
Yeah,
he was just
maybe.
hungry
Maybe this is actually
Well,
a bigger
it just be-
conspiracy.
because he would
No,
just
no,
get
maybe
caught
it's
again and
ridiculous.
eat him
Conspiracy.
again.
So get like imagine this, right? The guards let him escape with basically people they really didn't like, with the understanding that certain people would just get eaten and they wouldn't
Yeah.
have to worry about them again, and he'd just get recaptured and start the process
Yeah,
all
you
over
get, you
again.
get paid each time. Like, all right, good job. You know, fucking. I don't like this one. This one, bring him with. Bring him. He'll make a good
Thanks
sandwich.
for the party.
He'll make
Want
a-
some jerky?
Well, pretty much. And he would always escape with people, so he would have food on the way. Really he
Did
like
they-
had it all worked out.
That's so stupid.
Like he took lunch with him.
Why didn't
rather
the
than staying.
authorities just execute him after the first?
Well, they did. They did. Eventually, they realized what he was doing, and he was hanged in the city. They caught him, and they just hanged him in the Hobart for
They
murder.
probably were running out of prisoners, and it was costing them money at that
They're
point.
like, all right, your little food fantasy has to stop. That's dumb.
The last one was funny, but it's costing us money now.
So, the first time they were 15 days into the forest, like walking through the forest. They drew straws, and they killed the person who drew the short straw with an axe, and they ate him. That was the very first time, and then it just became routine of they'd
Yeah,
kill the
because-
person who was the last one to wake up.
Mhm. And because he was the only one that knew the route, they couldn't kill him.
Even if you
Well,
want
no,
the black,
he was just always up first, I guess, and he
He's so
eventually
used
knew
to
the
it.
route.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was
but-
just he perfected the art.
Mhm. He wasn't actually cannibalistic. He just, did it for the meme. Just to fuck
he
with
was
the
so
prisoners.
dedicated
Did it
to
for
it,
the
he
meme.
became a cannibal.
Mhm.
You have money, Kibbs.
You have a lot of money tips.
Yeah.
Bob
Yeah,
Boring
deal.
donates some mun-muns and says it's Americano Sao Paulo.
Did you read the other one above it?
Yep.
Yeah, I read that one.
All right, we're caught up. This will wrap up our RTS stream, Chatfishies. We got a little bonus, little Australian story. We'll save more for later. And we'll see you guys in the Discord server. Thank you for your generous donations. Have a very good day.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Shut up, gay.
You're gay.
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 Ha. Gay.